Well, people. I was going to do this like a few days ago, but I didn't do it for some reason. But here I now am, and what a better way. If you guys don't know me, I'm Slopo now, Slopo 88. I'm my guess of my years, and I in my old channel and what's gonna be covered here is mostly wrestling. And I thought, what a better way to start talking about wrestling again than to review Wrestlemania, which was as of now 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, Wrestlemania 37. I'm reviewing night one. Night two, I may review it either right after or tomorrow. So one of these, I will review WrestleMania 37 Night 2. But for now, here I'm talking about WrestleMania 37 Night 1. So yeah, revealing what 2 nights of WrestleMania, which is something I haven't done in a while. So I was off for 2020, and yeah, I saw WrestleMania last year, WrestleMania 36, which was also night one and night two, and I didn't really wasn't into the night two concept as when I saw it the first time last year, but like 36 obviously had no crowd. We haven't seen any crowds throughout the past year, which ironically, which mostly I was gone to for most of 2020. And yeah, we haven't had crowds mainly at all for wrestling for most of the last year. But we got it here for this year in WWE WrestleMania 37. And it was clear kind of to me like the night two concept really worked in this case this year. Like the crowd was pretty much into everything they see. Like they were into the whole night. The whole night too. The whole 2 night they were into it. So the crowd really made a difference for the experience for this year's WrestleMania, which wasn't the case with last year's WrestleMania. I thought last year's WrestleMania was decent, but the not having that crowd hurt it. But and this year, this Mania was really helped by the right crowd. Like, most of the bill kind of suck. Mostly of the bill toward this year's Mania, I didn't like most of it, and you were kind of like, see why? Throughout this review and the next review after that, so yeah. But WrestleMania 37, I want to kick off with Vince McMahon in the scene. Um, and now bring kicking off WrestleMania 37 with a speech to the WWE Universe and him saying that the superstar has worked effortlessly for all of you, but there was one thing missing, that was the fans in the attendance and welcoming back to WrestleMania. It was, I will not lie and say, I had goosebumps watching that. Like, watching it and seeing the crowd finally for the first time in over a year that it was really special. Funny thing how we got all hyped up and then they did a video package and then they show WrestleMania in the video package and as soon as that as we see the first shot Mania 37 the weather got shit like for those who don't know, like the weather for this year's Mania was pretty shitty, and it was evident as the first few minutes of the first few minutes of this Mania Night One got delayed basically for another like 30 hours, and we got for the first like those 30 minutes delay is Wrestlemania as it got 20 on Twitter. Like it was 20 on Twitter, hashtag Wrestlemania. Like Samoa Joe dressed like Samoa Joe was like trapped and Michael Cole was also in the as in the stadium as it got rainy and there was thunder apparently in the inside temple in that night. And I was thinking like, man, like you waited for this whole year and not even like the first and not even the first few minutes before we could race again, it's kicking off. The WWE Championship match was about to kick off this Mania, and it got delayed for 30 minutes because of a delay, and they have superstars rambling on and unscripted promos, which basically what they were like improvising shit in order so that in order for this water could even like flush away. So after all the bullshit in the 30 minutes, we finally kick off WrestleMania. But first we get to the first match. We had Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan. Yes, Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan were they are the hosts of WrestleMania this year, which is kind of weird pondering, knowing the crowd reaction, and mostly the Hulk Hogan's history with black people, the incident that he did. So it was really apparent, and it clearly showed as in the like Tyson got nice pop for Hogan. They have so much love during that crowd. Like that crowd really fucking hated Hogan. And his hometown, like Hogan lives in Tampa. And even the Tampa fan couldn't take of him. So yeah. So Hogan and Tyus ramble on for a few minutes. And then we finally got to the first match, which was for the WWE Championship. Yes, the WWE Championship kickoff this WrestleMania between Drew McIntyre and versus the champion Bobby Lashley. I gotta say, I'm really happy I'm really happy for kind of both of them in a sense, to see McIntyre to where he is, and to see Lashley from where he is, and it was really unfortunate how Drew McIntyre had his whole push last year, and his first world title happened in an empty arena at WrestleMania last year. It was really unfortunate for him. For him, I was, you can tell how Drew was really happy to see like this version of Drew in front of the crowd was really special. And even for Lashley too, like this man has some horrible storylines. He got sunk in, he got thrown into like Lashley's sisters, the Lana Rusev mess. Oh god. And him, over the last year, he has really shown his true potential as a main eventer in WWE, like a main event heel, with alongside every P, with the Hurt Business, which they split it off, which was dumb because Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander were nowhere to be seen as. They lost to McIntyre like on an episode of Raw. So yeah, so they really didn't need to split up the Hurt Business as it was pretty much one of the best things of Raw throughout the pandemic era and the Thunderdome era that I did. So yeah, but for him, but for McIntyre last year, I'm really happy they got like this match in front of the crowd for the WWE Championship. I was really happy to see, and it was a really kick-ass match. And I really enjoyed it for the most part. Like it was, it definitely what it needed to be, like a Smash Mouth, like it was a really Smash Mouth brawl for most of it. And I it was really weird to see McIntyre like do a dive, but since it's WrestleMania, we were kinda expect to do McIntyre to go all out for this one, and Lashley kinda did. So really good performance by those two. I will admit, I was pretty shocked to see Bobby Lashley retain here. I didn't think they would do it. I really did. I Since McIntyre won the title in the arena, I was for sure figure like he was gonna win it here in front of the crowd again. So it was really weird. It was weird for me to see that Ashley go for Lashley, but I'm really happy they did for Lashley. Like Drew had the title for most of the last year, and it was time to move in another direction for Bobby Lashley, which his title has so real potential for the next few months. So I'm really glad they stick with Lashley as the WWE champion. So yeah, it was a really good match with nice finish, and I love how the like I saw me 43 as like a full Nelson any a title match. I was only like you, like the full the full Nelson or the hurler, what they like to call. It's basically Lashley's finisher for the most of this past year. So why not go? So why not have him win with that? It protects Drew. It protected Drew because he didn't tap out. He passed out, and it's a mental like like a beast. Like this hurt like can mentally break you. So yeah, I don't know why Mick got pissy about it. I really don't. But yeah, it was a good match and nice seeing it actually retaining here at WrestleMania. So we go from this and then to the tag team tomorrow match to see which gets to face the Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler on night two for the women's tag team titles. So you had So you had Naomi Alana versus Carmella Billy Kay, Manny Rose and Dana Brooke, the Wyatt Squad, and Natalia Tamina. Oh boy, this match. I was half paying attention. Like legit, did not pay, did not get any dance about this match. Like I barely pay attention. I caught some few eliminate on the elimination this match. I actually missed when Manny will slip under the ramp during her entrance with Dana Brooke. I actually did miss it, but when I did catch it, I was like, damn, that had to hurt. Like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that had to have hurt her a lot. Because you see her, she slid and then basically fall on her ass. And then she got have to back up, like get up for this, for for this match. And I was like, wow, Manny is the tough that can be tough. Like, can you imagine having to hurt your basically your butt and then having to rock down the ramp during this match for a WrestleMania? I would give Manny props for continuing keeping professional. Like she didn't like feel embarrassed. She kind of had to be, but she didn't like throw a fist or something. So yeah, but that was literally like the most memorable thing about this match, and that match was brutal, and it had some botchy spots. I didn't pay any attention to this. And apparently, Natalia Tamina won, and they faced Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the tag team titles. Like, seriously, like, I wish the Wyatt Squad once if they are an actual team for a women's division. So, but yeah, this match was no good. It sucked. Let's move on. Well, we had. I think the next match was Seth Rollins versus Sago. So Seth Rollins has this like new thing, which is like, if you really listen to like, it's kind of a mix of his like older song, like and his Messiah theme when he was like the Monday Night Messiah shit. It's what like it's a good thing for him, I guess. They did play a funny ad before this match of says basically some narrator talking down to someone like he never competed at a WrestleMania. He never had a singles match at a WrestleMania, and has never won a year wrestle title. And the majority is boasting all the accomplishments of Seth Rollins. And then by the end, it's by what it clears to be a clear voice of Seth him saying this. This ad is being paid for by Spencer Seth Rollins. It's in no way insulting with Seth Rollins himself. Which, if you go to the live cam of the video of that ad, like when you see on the fan reaction, the fans fucking laughed at it. And it was a really funny ad towards this match, and Seth Rollins will knock it out of the park with this. Really, real true gem for this event, WrestleMania. Really great match. They pull out some moves that I've never seen before. Where Wally did like a full motion with his splash. I never seen that. The crowd was into it. Like you can tell, like at the moment, the crowd really got picked up by this, and and seeing Cesaro was great. As him and me seeing him doing the UFO move, doing that was really cool and really special that he did it here, because that he's it was really special because apparently like he did the movie before but not WWE before, so he used it here, and it was really special because if he would have done it like on any other show, like on any other show like Raw, SmackDown, or any random pay-per-view, even like the SummerSlam, the Survivor Series, the Royal Rumble, if he would have done that at any random show, it would have been a great moment, but would not been nearly as special as it did, because what is a fucking WrestleMania? He he used it, which and he used it like he used it here at WrestleMania, and it set up the finish to which he actually won. So imagine that. And everybody in Raymond James Stadium were going crazy for the finish. And Cesaro did a UFO, instead of the swing, and then the neutralizer, and Cesaro beat Seth Rollins in a truly gem-of match. Cesaro definitely deserves to be in the Universal title picture as evidence for the the night 2 result, which I will cover tomorrow. I most likely tomorrow. So yeah, Sasha and Wally put out an awesome match. For me, it's kind of my personal favorite match that I know what we see in the main event is special, but this was great here. Cesaro and Seth Rollins, a truly awesome, excellent match. And then we get the Raw Tag Team Championship between the New Day the champions defending against AJ Styles and Omos, his bodyguard, who's making his first WWE match ever at WrestleMania. Like they didn't they did this with Big E a few like years ago at WrestleMania? Remember when he was like teaming with like Dolph Ziggler to face Team Hell No at that time in 2013 for the tag titles? Now you get here with Omos teaming against AJ Styles, which kind of surprised. Like AJ Styles literally was in the main event of WrestleMania, working against Freaky Undertaker in his last match in a boneyard, and now him wrestling this year in a basically a mid card tag team title match, teaming with a guy who hasn't competed once in his life. So I actually I didn't watch most of this match. It was I heard it was like decent, man. Like it had to be decent. Like I mean, you got some reliable workers with Kofi and Saber and AJ to like carry most of those form right, so that way almost can work like basically like half of the match, which they did basically, and you saw the finish with almost here like it was like Great Khali's old finisher with a slam thing, and almost pins Kofi, and AJ and almost wins the World Tag Team titles. So yeah, AJ's a Glam Slam champion. That's all. Really, what all it is was to make AJ Styles a Glam Slam champion WWE. That basically all it was, and it's really kind of weird. Like Nia has AJ and Omen has appeared well ever since they won the tag titles. Like they haven't even appeared on Raw. They haven't shown up once since they won the tag titles. Like, what's going on here? Like, what's the big deal? Like, jeez. So AJ and Omens won the World Tag Team titles. Then we get the steel cage match between Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman, as it was referred by Shane during the build to this. I hated this build. I hated this build for this match. Was literally like throughout. It was easily for me and I think a lot of people will agree. It was easily the worst build of match of this entire card. Like, I hated every second this feud. Shane calling Braun stupid in almost every segment they were in. And you see in the back of Shane's jersey, it said Brain versus Braun in the jersey. I was like, oh god. Basically, most of the crowd was not into it, but I will say Shane and Braun was a passable match. It really wasn't going to be great. It wasn't really designed to be great. But what they did, it was kind of alright. The first I didn't, I wasn't too crazy about, but the second half, they kind of did some cool spots when you saw here with Braun ripping the cage wall while Shane was trying to escape. And then you have the most predictable spot of this entire match of Braun throwing Shane off the top of the cage, which you all knew was gonna happen. And Braun wins and mercifully ends this fucking feud. But really, like, I really don't care about Braun Strowman anymore. Like, to me, they are fucking like neuter him, his character. It's really hard. Like I don't hate Braun, but it's really hard for me to care about him most of the time. So yeah. So Braun wins in a alright cage match. And then you have some miracle for this. For the night. It was, for me, and I think a lot of people will agree, it was the most miracle match of this show. You had The Miz and John Morrison going up against Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. Yes, this match. So they had whole bunnies in this, like some rabbits coming out. during the Miz and Morrison's, which I didn't watch it. I gotta be honest, I didn't watch mostly that entrance. I did watch a part with Miz and Morrison rap, and I don't know why, but it sounded catchy, the rap to me. I don't know why. Like the bill for this, you had some kind of stupid antics for Miz and Morrison, but I would kind of give them credit for at least this. Like it was like Miz and Morrison were deliberately set up to make a just a goofy, cheesy ass entrance, so that way people can rally up for Bad Bunny and for Damian Priest for their entrances as Damian Priest for workout at WrestleMania and Bad Bunny having a really was an awesome entrance, a really dope ass entrance with the trucks and everything. And yeah, Bad Bunny, he has earned 100% my respect for even doing this match at all. For even giving as much as he did, because going in, I didn't give Bad Bunny much of a shit. Like I didn't give Bad Bunny much. I didn't get a whole hell of a lot of for him. Like, and to see him like really perform like this at a WrestleMania with every like celebrity, which every celebrity makes like does a match at a WrestleMania, they usually like do most of the like towards like the end of the match. They do like mostly like end of the work. They don't do too much of the match. Like I remember Snooki WrestleMania like a decade ago, and she didn't really do much in her like match with in her match at WrestleMania. But here, Bad Bunny impressed the hell out of me. Mostly with his selling, like he really made me believe in the second he took a beating, like he really made you believe he took an ass whooping, and that's something that a lot of wrestlers don't do seem to do a lot these days. So I give Bad Bunny whole hell up props for making some effort here, a honest to God effort here, and he's selling this much and really make the crowd riley up for Damian Priest. Like he really made the crowd really want to see Damian Priest get into the match, as he didn't do much of anything. That the most of the work on the babyface side was really much Bad Bunny. Like he did fucking Hurricanranas. He will did a fucking Canadian Destroyer, for God's sake. A Canadian Destroyer was performed at WrestleMania and it was by Bad Bunny of all people. Like, how would you expect that going in that it was gonna be him doing that? So yeah, so really, really some props for him for making Damian Priest, like making the crowd go really want to see Priest going into action in the match, and he did mostly fine. It was a really nice showcase for him for his first WrestleMania, and they did an awesome move with like a basically a W stereo Falcon Arrow moves by Bad Bunny and Damian Priest on Mr. Morrison. And then you had the finish with Bad Bunny pinning the Miz. So there you go for the Miz. Was like WWE champion like a month ago now. He's losing to Bad Bunny. But really was really great, awesome performance by Bad Bunny. It looked like he did belong in the ring. And it was a really good, surprising, good match, tag team match by Awful Man. Awful Man deserves the credit for really making this a a work match, like a well worked match. And then you had the main event here for the second ever women's main event. Like the last time we WrestleMania was like WrestleMania 35 and had the women main event. Now we get here again the women main event in WrestleMania. For the SmackDown Women's Championship is the women's Royal Rumble winner Bianca Belair against Sasha Banks. It's boss time. I really fucking hate it every time I hear that, but yeah, Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, what everybody was waiting to see for this, the main event of night one of WrestleMania. And I don't think I can say what mostly everyone said. Like, it was a great match. It was really a great main event to cap to close this to close night one of WrestleMania. I didn't think they would make a event with this. I was highly pleasantly surprised, but I kind of glad they did, and I have no such thing to say other than it was a great match. Bianca's feet, the string were amazing, and man, the hair rip up by Bianca on Sasha. Like, like mostly like I never Bianca will throw this hair rip and it will and it's always quiet out, but was like never really left. But this here, she fucking ripped the shit out of Sasha Banks to a point part of Sasha's had a big welt on her like body on her right side of her body. Like you can see some big welt show in that on Sasha when Bianca with fucking Bianca wail with that hair whip. Even hearing now makes my even makes my skin tickle even for a little bit. It made me cringe a bit to hear that sound because it was pretty fucking loud. So the finish came with Bianca hitting the STD or the kiss of the KOD with the kiss of the finisher. And him getting the victory. And Michael Cole fucking stupidly said Sasha kick a which everybody saw that was clearly not the case. Like Michael Cole made and Bosch Cole during an obvious streak out by Bianca Belair. Sasha did not kick out. And Michael Cole did realize that Bianca did win the match and became the SmackDown Women's Champion. So, yeah, that was fucking fortunate to watch. To see Michael Cole literally botch the call of the night one main event of WrestleMania. That had to fucking suck for him. Wow. But beside that was a great main event to cap off WrestleMania Night 1, which overall, I thought it was a really good. To even, I dare say it was a great night one of WrestleMania. So yeah, it felt kind of be good to cover wrestling. It definitely feels good. So yeah, I will be back for night one, for night two tomorrow of WrestleMania. So the rating of this night one WrestleMania is down below here in the comments. You can leave your comments down below here. But as always, so I will sign off here. And as always, I'm Jason Maenius, and I approve these measures.